How's it going, everybody? GN here for Get Zone, Media Logic, Funker Tactical, here with our industry influencer interview series. This interview was totally not part of the calendar, it just sort of happened. I'm here today with
Chris Barrett.
Chris Barrett. Who is Chris Barrett?
You know, I say I'm a second generation firearms designer, and I was that, and I guess now I'm just a guy trying to run the company for my dad, trying to make him proud. So my dad was Ronnie Barrett, started Barrett Firearms, invented the 82A1 50 caliber rifle that's become
Kind of iconic.
Yeah, it's iconic, and it's what our company is founded on.
Second generation.
Yeah.
Tell me about those struggles.
Well, you know, it's probably just like any family business. There's a lot of struggles in a family business, but when you've got when your dad is Ronnie Barrett and he's as talented as he is, and I'm cut from the same cloth, so I've got a lot of the same aspirations, and we see very eye to eye creatively, and you know, it actually works for us. I mean, yeah, we disagree on things, but man, it works. We do awesome stuff when we work together.
Have you got brothers and sisters?
I've got one sister, yeah.
Okay, so why you, not her?
Well, she's involved in the company also.
Okay.
She's on a little hiatus right now. She's doing her own thing, developing property in Nashville, but she's helped us a lot also. So,
if I may be frank, what was that like for you to sort of work under that shadow, if you will?
You know, it was probably an ideal opportunity, really. And it hasn't often felt like a shadow, because I've been able to do my own things. I've designed rifles that are also in use by militaries, just like my dad has, and he's very proud of that. So it wasn't like we were two alpha wolves trying to eat the other. It was a pretty good nurturing atmosphere, and it still is. So like I said, when we get together, we make awesome stuff. I can say we make the most precise long-range rifles in the world. I mean, I don't even feel bad saying that, and it's just where we've come.
But in this industry, in dealing with people, do you ever run across talking to his son and not him? How do you overcome that if that ever happens?
They probably feel that way. They don't say it in my face, because I mean, look. No, I mean, it's just I don't get a lot of that, but people will definitely run over me to go get Dad's autograph, and that's fine. You know, I mean, he's a pioneer, and he's an icon with a lot of these folks. We were at a concert last night. The concert stopped, and for 5 minutes, the performers talked about my dad, and he's standing there in the audience. And you know, man, I'm proud of it. It really doesn't matter what I do if I can make him proud. For me, it's really like that.
Really?
It really is, yeah.
Let's say you were first generation, all right?
Yeah.
How would you like to be remembered in this industry?
I'd want to be somebody that made a big mark and made something turn a corner. And I gotta say, holding him up again, he did that to a large degree. I mean, he's a rock star. But yeah, like that. And I mean, we're working on that now. It's getting increasingly hard. Like, for a guy like me to make a mark on this industry now, that takes some real doing. You know, kind of what you're doing with social media and digital stuff. I mean, this is how people are connecting now. Maybe that's making a bigger mark than anything we can design. We kind of plateaued out to a large degree. I mean, there's cool guns inside this room, but they all shoot a bullet, you know, and they're all kind of like different variations on another thing. I love the beauty and the art of some of them, but until we get like a laser ray gun from some outer space movie, I mean, nothing's really that different in there.
Tell me about some of your friends in the industry. Who do you consider friends?
Oh man, you know, well, Ben, who just now brought us together. I've known Ben for years. Met him at Tactical Response training with James Yeager. James Yeager is a really solid guy too. Ben Thomas is the most solid individual. I mean, he loves people. He loves everybody he meets. He cares about people, and I know he cares about me, because we've been walking and we had breakfast all morning this morning. So I got to hang out with Trey Knight a lot, Reed Knight's son. You know, and him and I have known each other for years, but like at this NRA meeting, we spent a lot of time together, and we got a lot of good stories. You know, because it's just similar stories there. Having his dad is a Titan, my dad is, you know, so.
How do you get away from all this? What do you do for fun?
I've got a large piece of land in Tennessee.
Okay.
And it has 14 miles of roads in it. And I ride around with my buddies on Polaris's. We shoot until we cannot shoot anymore. We hunt. We smoke cigars. We smoke cigars, and you know, so we have a good time. I love being out there. It's like a state park.
This industry is shifting in a lot of ways. I feel like we're ushering in the age of authenticity, is what I like to call it. So let's go into the production processes.
Yeah.
How do you ensure that you're remaining authentic? How do you ensure that you're serving the people who trust their lives with these guys?
We have people at Barrett that, I shouldn't say we have people, it is a family. Barrett is a family. Every single person under that roof is our family. And the only people in our family care too much about what they do. We do stuff, and I touch almost every gun in the industry. I own a big retail store also that sells guns, the largest in Tennessee actually by volume. So I get to like put my hands on everybody's products. We are so hard on ourselves at Barrett. From the guy who operates the barrel cell, or to the person who applies the Cerakote or does final assembly, we are so picky about stuff, those guys are. I have to come out there and tell them sometimes. They'll have a hold tag on a rifle because it's got this little tiny mark on it, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna refinish that. I'm like, guys, we're like, that is fine. Like, let's be real. So it's partly that we have so much pride in what we do, and we do know who uses our products. We get to talk to them. It's the professional users that tell you stories, and you'll start crying listening to them. So when those guys tell you a story like that about using your product, and they're thanking you and they're crying, it's that has a big impact on you. So when you're putting the Cerakote on the outside of a rifle, like, you're thinking about that. And if it has a tiny imperfection, our guys they beat themselves up over it. So everybody at the company is like that. Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
Yeah.
It's really cool. A lot of people talk about that. When you told me that you care and you listen to these stories, I feel like that's real.
Oh, it's real.
It's, you know, because there's the marketing side of things, but we're talking about authenticity here, man. You've been brought to tears with some of these stories.
I've been walking through SHOT Show with my dad, like at night, going to some restaurant in Vegas, and had, you know, team members come up to us, not just U.S. I mean, we're talking the rifle's in use everywhere, and I've literally seen grown men cry, thanking my dad for building his rifle, because they said we were in a really, really bad spot and your product didn't fail. And it's they tell us that it actually saved lives, and I believe that, because they don't have any reason to walk up and tell us that. They're not looking for anything. They don't have a book deal. They're not looking for money. They just want to thank somebody, and that's real.
Let's talk about thankfulness and gratitude. What are you thankful for?
My family. I'm incredibly thankful. I don't want to sound like an infomercial for NRA, but like what is going on right here, I don't think a lot of people get it. Maybe a lot of the people that have come to the show are just here to see all these booths and the guns, and maybe some of all these celebrities that are walking around here. I have grown up in this, and I do all of the stuff at nighttime with the Institute for Legislative Action, and I see the other efforts that the NRA is putting into it. I hope everybody understands how thankful I am for the NRA, because we really just would not be here, like all of us. That SHOT Show wouldn't exist. Our right to get a silencer for our rifle, or to own a handgun, or to carry a handgun. I know for a fact that, like, Chris Cox and his guys at Institute for Legislative Action, if they didn't fight for us all the time, if we didn't give them money to fight for us, we wouldn't be here. Like, we wouldn't be enjoying all of this. Because if you haven't traveled very much, we are still the greatest country in the face of the earth. We have more freedoms than anybody, and we can complain all day, but it is still better than anywhere. I mean, your personal freedom and your ability to do anything you want in this country is because of people like this that believe this way. And you know, they not only protect the Second Amendment, it's everything, because without it we lost it. So that's my big NRA pitch, but it's the truth. And a lot of people don't see that because it's not glamorous.
Right.
I mean, they lobby.
There's a lot of work.
They're putting on a suit and they're going and talking to people who, with the stroke of a pen, will sign our rights away. And so you're having to be civil and respectful to people who would trade our rights for some other thing that they want done. The lawmakers. So and these guys fight that fight every day, and so I'm so thankful for the NRA. I'm thankful we get this huge turnout here, and I hope everybody that comes to NRA annual meetings not only hits the floor and supports the manufacturers, but supports NRA, goes to the auctions at night and spend way more money than you should buying cool stuff to help us keep fighting the fight.
Right on, man. Dig a little deeper into this.
Yes, absolutely.
So now an opportunity to speak directly to the people that you sell to, the people that use your products, people who rely upon your products to protect their lives. What do you want to say to them?
I want to say thank you for trusting us. We put everything we have into, from the very beginning of a design, we put everything we have into it. Our whole team pours all of their pride into it, and we, especially to our professional users, we do stuff that doesn't make financial sense so that you have something that will absolutely work, because I cannot imagine being where some of these people go and doing what some of them do. So we don't take that for granted, and we won't let that go.
Very cool, man. So guys, Chris Barrett, an industry giant, just keeping it real. So you can't ask for much more than that. Chris, thank you for taking the time to chat with me. Guys, on behalf of Media Lodge, Funker Tactical, and Get Zone, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.